Ofgem has announced the energy price cap will rise to £4,279 a year from January. Economics and business editor Liam Halligan is here. Hello, Liam.
Let's hope your daughter doesn't watch the telly.
She should be at school. She's sufficiently young that I can still
I'll be clipping that up and sending it to her.
Don't. I can still get away with that stuff. Right. I remember us talking about this price cap a little while ago, and we knew that this rise was coming. Where are we at now?
Well, where we are at now is this is kind of a hypothetical number. What Ofgem, the energy regulator, is saying is that the average household would ordinarily, just bear with me, be paying from January on their estimates £4,279 per year for their dual fuel gas and electricity bill. This is the typical household based on where Ofgem thinks wholesale energy prices are going. But of course, households won't be paying that. They'll be paying on average £2,500 because that's the government's energy price cap. And we know that that's going to be in place until April. And then after April until spring of 2024, so for another year, there's going to be a slightly less generous price cap, which means the average household bill will be about £3,000 a year. So this 4,729 number, Bev, I think we should just park it, really, because it's not what people are going to be paying. It's just the hypothetical that Ofgem is saying, without government support, this is how much you would be paying, but the average household will be paying about £2,000 less than that because of government support. What's important about it is when you look at the whole of the macro economy, because you'll remember when we had that mini budget and lots of the media were trying to say this is insane.
The first one or the second one?
The Truss Quatting mini budget, and lots of the media were saying this is insane. She's got to go. And gilt prices were going up, and government apparently was about to be shut out of international bond markets. It wasn't, by the way, but that was the media narrative. Back at that time, I remember people saying on telly, oh, the energy price cap is going to cost 150 billion, 200 billion, because back then energy prices were much, much higher than they are on wholesale markets. They've since come down quite a lot. And what this points to, this Ofgem estimate, because if you look at where the energy price cap is and where the wholesale price is, according to Ofgem, the energy price cap's actually going to cost the government not 100 or 200 billion pounds a year, but it looks on these estimates, and they are estimates, more like 40 or 50 billion pounds a year.
Big difference.
So a lot less. Now, this is still huge money, right? What's 50 billion quid? 50 billion quid, roughly, is 10p of the basic rate of income tax, right? So it's massive amounts of money. 50 billion quid is what more than we spend each year on defence. It's getting on for what we spend on schools. So I'm not saying it's irrelevant or insignificant, not for 1 second. What I am saying is that those of us who said that the energy price cap probably wouldn't cost nearly as much as the catastrophists who were trying to get Truss and Quatting out of office were predicting, I said they would turn out to be wrong. They've turned out to be wrong.
So Liz Truss today could be sat going, I told you so. I knew I wasn't overestimating this.
Look, this was always a bet on wholesale energy prices because the government support, it depends on where the cap is and where the wholesale energy price is, and the government has to pay the difference.
Well, the taxpayer has to pay the difference.
The taxpayer has to pay the difference. The cost to all of us of delivering that energy price cap. For me to say it won't cost nearly as much as everyone is saying was me surmising about where wholesale energy prices were going to go. It turned out I was right. I could easily have been wrong.
You're always right, Liam.
And if I was wrong, I probably wouldn't be talking about it, to be honest. The point is, a lot of this depends on geopolitics, right? Yeah. If it really gets seriously bad between Russia and Ukraine again, if Russia really turns the screw and cuts off all gas to Western Europe, the cost of this energy price cap is £2,500. It's guaranteed to stay there until April, will become much, much higher. For now, at least, it looks as if the cost is less to us taxpayers than we thought.
Thank you. It's nice to end on a slightly positive, if a little tentative note. But you are always right about everything, Liam Halligan, in my opinion.